say they just wanted them out, and sometimes they would use force. But then once you have the anarchists, the folks who were dressed in all black, there were about 100 of them. You can call them anarchists, you can call them Antifas or black bloc people. They were dressed up, covered up, and they were up to no good. I would tell you, they were simply here looking for a fight.
All right, Donald at Civic Center Park. Thank you.
Patriot Prayer founder Joey was in Berkeley during the clashes, and he soon found himself being chased by Antifa activists and pepper spray. Gibson kept retreating down a street along with a man in shoulder pads who appeared to be his bodyguard. A short time later, officers put Gibson and that second man in handcuffs. But police tell the crew that this was actually a rescue. They were trying to protect the two men from the group that was pursuing them.
Well, then don't hogtie them while you're protecting them.
Or charged. Now, KPEX 5's Kit Doe saw some of today's verbal and physical confrontations.
Okay, let's get started.
Yeah, we got here right at about 10 o'clock before all of the drama went down. It seemed like both sides were having some genuine exchanges there, talking this morning peacefully, and then right around noontime, the black-clad anarchist Antifa-type people showed up, and that's when things got crazy. By our count, there were only a few dozen Trump supporters who showed up to face off with counter-protesters.
I'm going to tell them that's what I believed in at that time if my opinions change.
Like, he's hateful to me right now. You're not getting paid by getting paid.
Peace did not last long.
A man who has violated people's human rights. You have been outed as a neo-Nazi. He will not denounce that without thanking it. The black people are genetically inferior intellectually to white people. We are not guilty of burying the Nazis in World War II. Show me a Nazi and I'll kick his ass.
As the morning wore on, the arrests started going down.
I gave an individual a mask if he was covering his face.
At first, it was for wearing masks over their noses within the secure area of Civic Center Park. But eventually, tempers flared and punches were thrown.
Smacked him and then ran away.
It's like, what's wrong with this picture?
That's right.
Well, they caught him.
I did not see this man throw any punches, but he was one of the most vocal. It's unclear why he was arrested.
The World War II vet that died killing Nazis.
The Trump supporters were continuously surrounded, sometimes with their backs literally against the wall. In a few instances, Berkeley police relocated the Trump supporters to safety, but for the most part, it didn't work. Trump supporter Johnny Benitez, with the bald head, was escorted out of the park. And then there was this man who ran from the angry mob to a line of police officers in riot gear.
I'm not here for violence, so of course I'm going to run to the police to guarantee my safety. I didn't like it at all.
By noon, a large contingent of what appeared to be anti-Trump black bloc protesters,
all their faces covered,
black clothing, marched from UC Berkeley and converged with the Civic Center protest. Outnumbered by the thousands, officers pulled back to regroup, deploying tear gas a few times to disperse the crowd. By then, counter-protesters were flooding Civic Center, and any Trump supporters still left in the area were literally running for their lives.
So who's the violent ones here? The Trump supporters or the other ones?
I'm okay with people making white supremacists feel unwelcome. I mean, excuse me, like, you're making me feel unsafe in my own country because I'm a Jew, and I'm like, what does this mean for our society?
And so both the police chief and the mayor issued statements praising the police department's efforts today. We had a total of 13 people arrested and 2 people taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. And we're live in Berkeley. Kit Doe, KPIX 5.
Kit, here's a look at Civic Center Park earlier today. Chopper 5 showing us a stretch of orange barricades. They were put up by police in an effort to separate the two groups of protesters. Chopper 5 also spotted a sniper standing guard on a Berkeley rooftop. You can see hundreds of protesters gathered right below him. The same technique was used by SFPD yesterday at Alamo Square. And on the Cal campus this morning, Chopper 5 showing us hundreds of people at a unity rally. The sign they're holding says, "Resist hate and racism, patriarchy, and war." They marched to Civic Center Park. KPIX 5's Katie Nielsen was with that group. Katie?
Brian, earlier today, this area was filled with thousands of peaceful counter-protesters who made up a significant number of the people who came out today for the Berkeley rallies, but police had to be ready for anything.
We're allowing to go back like that.
set up around the entrances to UC Berkeley's Crescent Lawn, where officers inspected bags, telling people they couldn't bring in water bottles because they could be thrown at the crowd, and couldn't bring in large bags.
The backpack can't come in. My wife's bag is fine. And we can bring the sign in as long as the stick was taken off first.
Police said earlier this week they didn't want to take any chances, and today even blocked off the streets leading to the area with massive dump trucks and trash trucks to prevent a car attack like the one in Charlottesville.
I'm kind of glad to see things peaceful and under control. It seems like people are still being able to exercise their rights to free speech, and that's what matters.
Up with the people! And down with hate!
A massive resist banner was at center stage at today's counter-protest rally at UC Berkeley's Crescent Field.
White supremacists threatened to come to San Francisco and Berkeley, so we're here to protect our community.
Speakers called for unity
have moved us to gather here today
as the crowd chanted. A few hundred feet away from the passionate demonstration, in juxtaposition, a group of silent meditators on the lawn.
So I was breathing in hate and breathing out love.
Oh, you're filling yourself with hate, huh?
Another group came with a sign saying yes to Marxism. Groucho Marx, that is.
We felt like this was the best way that we could get our kids involved and have some fun and send a message to Berkeley and to the rest of the United States that we support compassion and peace and humor.
There are no more protesters left here at the Crescent Lawn, but as you can see, those concrete barriers that went up last night for everyone's safety and security are now coming back down. Live in Berkeley, Katie Nielsen, KPIX5.
Well, KPIX5's Phil Mateer is here now with some perspective on the rallies and how police responded.
That's right. Now, Berkeley's seen more than its share of demonstrations that have gotten out of hand. And if today is an indication, there's likely to be even more to come. The day started with a massive show of force with some 400 officers from Berkeley and other jurisdictions. Overnight, concrete and heavy plastic road barriers were set up instead of the lightweight plastic fences that proved useless in the last demonstration that turned violent. But as the demonstration wound down, the anarchists amped up, and police opted to pull back, basically ceding the park.
And the question has to be, does it make sense to get into a major use of force over grassy area? The need to separate very much vanished. Now, again, it's a little early. We'll take a look at everything that happened today, but it doesn't make sense to fight over something where the conditions have changed, the need for separation simply didn't exist, and we'll look at the operation and once again learn from what we did. And that's pretty much all I have to say for right now.
Now, it's not the first time that minimizing injuries has taken precedence over trying to control the situation. The goal of police in February, UC Berkeley police held back when self-proclaimed anarchists attacked the student union to stop right-wing speaker Milo Yiannopoulos from speaking. And in the process, they inflicted about $100,000 worth of damage as the police stood by. In both cases, it was felt that trying to stop the takeovers would escalate the conflict.
Arrest them and throw the book at them for vandalism.
Protesters who were caught in the mix.
And as far as I'm concerned, there's some deep discussions that need to happen within our community about providing space.
Don't let them continue. Come in and arrest them and drag their happy ass out.
Smaller number, but considerable number of folks today.
You won't get everybody, but
So there's more. I think there's more. The conversation is nowhere near done.
But if you arrest more than 13 people or 30 people, come on, there's more than 30 that easily should have been arrested.
You have the small splinter group, and they show up. What responsibility does the larger group have if they are in fact allowing it and giving it cover?
Well, some might think the ultimate irony in all of this is that Berkeley is the site of the birth of the free speech movement, and the father of the free speech movement was Mario Savio. Now, Mario died, I think, in 1996. What is your perspective of what he might have thought of what's going on the Cal campus now?
You know, free speech has oftentimes been disturbing. Sometimes it's even been hateful. But in 1776, we decided that we wanted to go with it. And in 2017, not much has changed, except for one thing. I think after today, when you get the bill from the police, you're going to find that free speech is not necessarily free at all.
That comes with a price. All right, Phil, thank you.
Well, we're going to switch gears. We've got the other big story today that a lot of people suffered through.
The cost of the campus.
Especially triple digits.
Yeah.
As we look toward what
Or the city, as the case may be.
There's all of the hay days. Triple-digit temperatures and excessive heat warning. It has all been posted. Temperatures climbed today. They skyrocketed in parts of the east. They do 107 at Concord. And the same for Livermore. And as long as high pressure remains parked on top of the state, it's going to continue to be hot. We'll have all of the details with our own weather forecast in just a few minutes, and that's not all the weather we're covering.
That's right. Coming up, Harvey brings devastating flooding to Houston. Rescuers struggle to keep up with the calls for help.
The state Supreme Court clears the way to speed up executions, but there's a catch. How politics in Sacramento could bring things to a halt.
And more coverage from Berkeley, including
They've already brought him to a halt.
free speech protests in the Bay Area. Is it possible to have conversations and avoid chaos?
Apparently no.
This is where you have some, quotes, official person, right? Dressed in body armor. Police know he's going in. He's probably one of the police force. Be an undercover officer.
A Central
That's
Valley
fine.
town with a remarkable
And
past.
he goes in as a Trump supporter. And you need to use somebody of, quotes, authority so they have the authority to do what I'm talking about doing.
They were physically free, but
And they go in, and they're going to have long sleeve shirts on,
and
and have, say, a can of pink spray painted in their shirt.
Can I go in
Anybody
it?
that pushes them or subs them,
No.
just simply move on. Okay? But when that person leaves, the police know they can arrest that person
And as a professional,
for assault.
the right product, the right service, at the right price. That's why I use Kelly Moore paints.
I'm a pink.
Anybody that's got a pink dot on.
Because I need the durability to hold up to my kids.
It doesn't have to be high on their chest, it's just, down their leg. Anybody that's pushing me and shoving me.
Paint, gear, and knowledge to help you get the job done right. Visit KellyMoore.com.
And then as the police can catch up with that person, they got a pink dot on.
Well, unfortunately, with how many people are in there, you're going to get pushed.
Well, no, you're right. But pushed is one thing. But when they start, getting in your face and somebody else comes in and, slaps you or whatever, if you want to just sit there and yell at my face, that's fine. I won't do anything back. But like that one chick was yelling at, and the other guy hit him and then ran away.
Yeah. But he ended up getting caught.
Well, but my point being is that if you were in that position and then move on. Okay, when he left, he'd have this pink dot on his leg right here. Please come and arrest him and say you assaulted this person. We know who you assaulted. We can fill the charge. You assaulted Joe.
Now through Monday during Mattress Firm's Labor Day sale.
Yeah.
And you won't get it, but you'll get a stack load of people. You send about 5 or 6 of them in there.
Are turning roadways into rivers. 2 people have died, and authorities say the death toll is likely to rise. The National Weather Service warns that catastrophic flooding in the Houston area is expected to worsen and could become historic. The White House says President Trump will travel to Texas on Tuesday. We will have a live report from Houston coming up at 6:40. And while Houston, Texas is dealing with rising floodwaters, a heat warning is in effect for parts of the Bay Area. KPIX5's Betty Yu is live in Walnut Creek right now with more on how people are trying to stay cool. Betty.
Julia, Walnut Creek is one of the hottest parts of the Bay Area right now. This is uncomfortably hot for many people, and my photographer and I, we're out here standing in the shade trying to get some relief from it all. Lots of shoppers out here this afternoon dipping in and out of stores with the AC blast.